Well, shalom everyone. This is Dr. August Rosado coming to you from Tiberias, Israel, along with my dear friend Dr. Todd Baker. And of course, we are absolutely honored to have with us one of the most renowned Israeli archaeologists here in the Holy Land, Dr. Eli Shukrun. And he is the man in July of 2011 found a bell right near the drainage, just right where the Robinson's Arch is on the southwestern corner of the Temple Mount. One of the greatest finds in 2011 that possibly belonged to the Kohen HaGadol, the high priest at that time. And Eli was nice enough to meet with Dr. Baker and I because we want to discuss where the location of the Jewish temple was. Now, there's a lot of people in the West who believe that it was located in the city of David. Dr. Baker and I believe it was located on the Temple Mount, but we want to get it from the horse's mouth right here, if you will. Shukrun has excavated the Temple Mount. He's been an archaeologist for over 20 years. And so I just want to say, Eli, thank you so much for being with us. It's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend.
If you just want to give a little bit of a background to our audience.
I'm an archaeologist. I directed the excavation in the city of David since 1995 till 2013. I directed all the excavations. So I'm around close, not 20 years, but close to 20 years doing excavation in the city of David and below the Western Wall. And this is my background. Of course, I did my degree in the Hebrew University in Jewish history and the archaeologist in the ancient time, in biblical time. I agree with you, because I'm also thinking that the temple that built by King Solomon, the temple that built by Zerubbabel, the temple that destroyed by the Roman, was built on the Temple Mount.
Amen.
And all the other people that say made in the city of David, it's problematic because I directed the excavation in the city of David so many years. I've been everywhere. I know everything that's happening in the city of David, every stone, every layer, and I never saw there anything connected to a temple on the city, in the city, especially one that I found in my excavation. I found the Melchizedek temple, or temple that built there before 3,800 years ago.
Yes.
So it's not connected to the temple that King Solomon built. It's not connected to the second temple that built in the beginning by by Zerubbabel, and then King Herod rebuilt again, and the Hasmonean here and there. No, all that temple was on Mount Moriah, and it's very, very clear to telling you that, because if you're talking about archaeologists, I'm not talking about dreaming. I'm not talking about thinking, I'm not thinking about theory, I'm talking about just archaeologists. When talking about archaeologists, I found the Pool of Siloam in 2004. And I found the beginning of the pilgrimage road. When talking about the pilgrimage road, we're talking about the connection between the Pool of Siloam and the temple through the pilgrimage road. That pilgrimage road takes you to where? Directly
Right to the temple?
to the Robinson Arch and to the southern steps. So it's linked to the Temple Mount. It's not taking you to the other places in the city of David. It's very, very important to you to understand that, because if you have a temple, you need a road that takes you to the temple. The pilgrimage road. I'm, as a pilgrimage person, going to Jerusalem before 2,000 years ago, going to the Pool of Siloam, purify myself, go to make a mikveh, and then I'm going to the temple. Which temple I'm going? The temple that we have on Mount Moriah. Period.
You mentioned
this
that.
one. Second, the golden bell that we found, we didn't find that in the city of David. The high priest golden bell that we found that below Robinson Arch. It means this came from the air somewhere close to the Temple Mount and not to the city of David. I found more finding even there. The token say pure to God, also close to the Western Wall. Below the Western Wall, I found a graffiti of menorah where below the Western Wall. So all the findings that we found connected to Temple Mount Moriah from the Second Temple period.
From the Second Temple period of time, Yeshua.
Yeah. So if you're talking about Yeshua, Yeshua came to the city of David? No way. He was going to the temple on Mount Moriah. Period.
And
So
in the ritual baths, they were known to be all around the temple location, so the Jewish males could, of course, become ceremonially cleansed before they went into the temple. They're all around the Temple Mount. That's another
There's another
indication that that's
you're
the
right.
location for the temple.
You're right. This indication and the pool of Siloam is a big pool. We're talking about thousand by thousand people that can purify themselves there
Yeah.
and going to the temple.
Mhm.
We talk about the place where Yeshua did the miracle with the blind
Amen.
man, John chapter
Amen.
9.
Yes,
So
yes.
the connection, the pool, is with the temple on Temple Mount, not in temple that some people say in the city of David. So when I take in all the evidence and archaeology evidence and understand that evidence, the temple that King Solomon built, the temple that destroyed by the Roman, the temple that Yeshua visiting before 2,000 years ago was only on Temple Mount.
On the
period.
Temple Mount. So
Amen.
even in the
Temple
Bible,
period.
even in the Bible, 2 Chronicles chapter 3 verse 1 tells us that Solomon built the temple on Mount Moriah. So the Bible is unambiguous here where the temple was built.
Yeah, it's look, we know from the Bible, but we know from the excavation. And we get all that kind, and we get the conclusion that there's no way that the temple was in the city of David.
No.
But this is the truth. Thank you very much, my friend.
This is the
So
era.
the cumulative case,
Yes.
archaeological artifacts, the dismantled Herodian stones that the Romans pushed down. I was arguing with a friend who's passed away. I told him, taking all that into consideration, the topography for the ancient city of David simply couldn't support a vast, structure like the temple. Could you elaborate more on that?
Look, there is nothing that we can say. There's nothing that we can say in the city of David that this is connected to the temple. Okay? The only place I told you already, there's a Melchizedek temple that built in Middle Bronze period and in the 8th century BC. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. So when we're talking just about that, this is it. We don't need more than that.
Right.
Yes.
Again, archaeologists, Pool of Siloam, Pilgrimage Road, Western Wall, the inscription, the Trump inscription,
The Trump,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
exactly.
right.
Yeah,
That's
Trump.
right.
the southern states, everything, all that evidence connected to what? To the Temple Mount. Include the golden bell, the token with the pure to gold, the graffiti with the menorah that came from the temple. So we have a lot of finding. From that finding, we understand that the temple was on Mount Moriah and not in the other place, because in the other place we didn't find anything that we can say the temple was there.
So there's no connection to the temple, to the city of David whatsoever. You're listening to an Israeli archaeologist.
An expert.
You're getting it from an expert. You're getting it from the horse's mouth. And the reason why we wanted to interview Eli Shukrun is simply because the late Ron Wyatt, who is not an archaeologist, he's not a licensed archaeologist at all, not recognized by the government of the state of Israel, made wild speculations that he found the Ark of the Covenant under the Temple Mount, and that also that the temple was in the city of David. He's not recognized out here whatsoever as a legitimate archaeologist, and this is what Eli Shukrun is trying to get the point across right here. There is no direct evidence whatsoever that the temple was in the city of David. I had a pastor call me, my former pastor, 3 weeks ago. He teaches at the Pensacola Christian College in Florida. And he said, August, he says, I just wanted to pick your brain. Where do you think the temple was located? Because I want to teach my students on the temple. I said, well, number one, it wasn't in the city of David, that's for sure. I even talked with Danny Bahat, another leading Israeli archaeologist over here, and he agrees with all of us here, including Eli Shukrun, that the temples were on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. So just elaborate just briefly, why should we reject people like Ron Wyatt and
And
make speculations?
Cornuke too. He was a follower of Ron White. He promoted that idea too.
What I'm saying what we found in the excavation.
Right.
And as I told you before, everyone can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I found in my excavation, there's nothing connected to the temple in the city of David. All our findings take us to the temple on Mount Moriah. Period. All the people, different kind of people, different kind of idea, different kind of period. But the evidence take us to the temple on Mount Moriah, period.
Period.
Amen.
But Ron Wyatt is not recognized out here as an archaeologist. He is not a legitimate archaeologist.
I'm talking as an archaeologist.
You are, yes.
That did excavation close to 20 years in the city of David.
Close to 20 years in the city of David.
Close to 20 years in the city of David.
And you have to be certified to be an archaeologist in Israel. The Israeli Antiquities Authority, they have to certify you. Wyatt and his colleague Cornick were not certified archaeologists. They didn't go through the educational process. They don't have the bona fides, and yet they make these sensationalist claims. I think, and you believe this too, to draw attention to themselves.
Yes,
And
exactly.
you go where the evidence leads you. You don't go by speculation, or as you said earlier to me, fantasies and dreams.
Fantasies and
You
dreams.
got to go by the cold, hard evidence. And as you know, that's a forensic aspect of archaeology. You go where the evidence is.
Go where the evidence is.
Period. What we say here, the conclusion, the temple of Mount Moriah. Thank you very much, all.
Eli, thank you so very much. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shalom from the land of Israel. Come on over here, take a trip to Israel.
Shalom, shalom.
There you go.